Welcome back to my channel, guys. So starting off for this look, I'm going to start with pretty bold brows. So using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the color taupe, I'm going to elongate my brows and also apply more on top to give me more of a defined arch. Now I am going to be applying a fairly dark brown from my Smashbox palette and just applying that on towards the end. This was so weird for me because obviously I always go for a very natural brow and this is just so intense for me. But just doing it like so, and then I'm going to carve it out using some Ready Set Gorgeous concealer and a flat shader brush. Applying some of that concealer onto my lid to cancel out any redness for what is about to come up. Moving on to my Revealed 2 palette, I'm going to start with this brown shade right here, not the red, the brown, there we go, as a transition shade for all of the pretty dark colors that we're going to get. And when you're applying this, make it look more a little bit in a more of a wing shaped. Now applying that dark purpley glitter shade, it applies more black than it does purple, but we're going to go all the way on top where we applied the brown and just sweep it up. This is going to look ridiculously dramatic, but it's Halloween. If your makeup isn't dramatic, what are you doing with your life? Just kidding. You do you. Now, all on top of that, I am going to be using this cranberry shade to give it more of a purpled hue, and it just gives it more depth to the entire overall look. So I'm just going to apply that to the outer V, and then taking a huge fluffy brush, I'm going to blend that out. Now I'll be using this little mini trio by Rimmel, and I'm going to be using that purple shade as a base for the glitter that I'm about to be applying. So I'm just going to use the same brush I've been using and just apply that all over my lid. Now here for my lid, I'm going to be using this Hard Candy Glitter Pigment, and as my base I'm going to be using some eyelash glue. Now for this, I highly recommend you use a shadow shield. I did not, and as you'll see in my next clip, it was a giant mistake. There was glitter herpes all over my face. But just use a shadow shield and it will prevent that entirely. And then of course here I actually had the thought of applying something to catch the fallout, and it worked a million times better. Now taking that dark shade, I am going to blend over that because just to make it a little bit more seamless. Now using my New York City liquid liner in the color black, I'm going to give myself a fairly dramatic wing because go big or go home, right? Yeah. And doing that to the other side as well. I prefer using liquid when I have glitter because it makes it a lot easier to go over all of the little tiny baby bumps. Now, applying a light coat of mascara, I will be applying Falsies, which was the Red Cherry 43, I believe. And then I'm going to be covering the lash band. Now, to clean up all the glitter, I'm going to be using a little bit of micellar water and some cotton pads to just pick it all up. This was what worked easiest for me. Moving on to foundation, I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation in the lightest shade, and then a teeny tiny little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the color 110. Using those two purple shades, I'm going to be dragging that fairly low underneath my eye and applying some of my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara to my bottom lashes. Now to contour my face, you could easily use a cool tone to contour, but for this I kind of wanted to use my Chocolate Soleil bronzer, so doing it pretty thickly. Now I'm going to use my NYC loose translucent powder as a baking form, so I'm just going to be patting that underneath the contour to give it a very crisp line. And I'm going to conceal my eyes, and then I will be baking my eyes again, as well, I mean. Moving on to this Ulta Berry lip color, I'm just going to be applying that all over my lip. Then I'm going to be using this black shade with a tiny little accent brush to start lining my lip. You can use a lip liner or whatever you got, but this is what I chose to do. So I'm going to do it on both sides and then start near my cupid's bow underneath my lip and just blend it all out. It's going to look ombre by the time we're done. Then using a bit of this e.l.f. bright red lipstick, I'm just going to be applying that in the clear center, and that is the lip done. And now I'm just going to be brushing off the excess powder. Now this next step is completely optional, but I just use the Tarantino little glittery eyeliner in the inner corners. But of course you can use whatever you have. And that is the finished makeup tutorial. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do not forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!